토마데 정말 참들 테스트래 또 다른 얘기 년동대 거리가 일어나 아니 당원 얘기 년동 수요로 안데 미망보기 따시로 안에 당원시 체나라 정말 기타 졸랭 약부 도셔로 당원시 무튼의 도시 땅 아주기 아주 페미지기 임베찬입니다 아주 랭게로 레이팅 들어 안 페드ing 콜라다 아주기 칼로르다 너바ging 술레네미데 든소 중국 대응 아주 랭게 레이팅도 당원시 얘기 모모디 밍디 야 킬레시 아니 이게 중국 때문에 아니 가르사 가장 이게 라이브로 말라 모랑기 콜라다 가레 인포메이션 가레 ngaranla rawadingi dos tagangi dos tamgi lani laire thaganashi an ngaranla di sunne mide ngara dewache mide ani kunzugi ta vitek ki team la sangmala ning thapon tuje chele koranso ngala link tangso link dinala khari yorlana mogi khazangi ki kijeshigi jura speech tegu jura chongdul speech tegu de chamajangya nige full video dingi temu de sha ani kyoranso sig cheminde ani ta chiru chira ani demase 단도 mogi nyindong shimbaji rasongala ya honde nye je nyindong na nye lu choro
Deputy Secretary General, Wang Yanwen, the delegation of the CSHRS. First of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to attend this symposium by China Society for Human Rights that is here in Geneva, Switzerland today. My name is Gethin Taktakta, and I am a Swiss Tibetan artist who grew up here in Switzerland since childhood. Pour les gens de Genève, je suis une Tibétaine qui est grandie en Suisse et j'ai un grand plaisir d'être ici ce soir pour attendre, pour participer à ce symposium que je trouve que c'est très important. Donc, it's an honor to be here as an artist to represent my music and my music dual ensemble together with my music producer, Helge van Dijk. I am the eldest daughter of the Tibetan Lama Tatsir Rinpoche, who lives now in Chengdu since many years. After our dear mother passed away 22 years ago, my father decided to go back to Xizang, Tibet, who lives now in Chengdu. So my parents were probably one of the first Tibetans from outside to go back to Tibet and engage in social life. So my parents rebuilt the monastery of my father's monastery. They built a clinic, they built school, and when my mom passed away, her last wish was, don't forget the people of Tibet. Please continue all the social practice. And that's what we did. And thanks to my musical career that started off, I don't know, some of you may have heard my music or music. I had a beautiful collaboration with the unforgettable legend, rock legend, Mrs. Tina Turner, who passed away last year, unfortunately. But of course, this collaboration with Tina, a legend in this world in the music, has opened a lot of doors for me also to really be internationally recognized as a musician from Switzerland who performs Tibetan mantras, ancient Tibetan mantras, with the music beautifully composed by my producer. And last year, there was an amazing historic moment that we could celebrate. We got an invitation from the Lhasa government to play a concert in Lhasa. And you can imagine what the feeling this was for me. I grew up in Switzerland from the age of 3. And to be in Lhasa for the first time in my life after 64 years. And the first time hearing language spoken all over the place, feeling home. So it was for me feeling coming home, and coming to the place where my roots are. So the Lhasa, the place of the gods. It was incredible. So when I got back, I told people, and hardly anybody could believe it. What? You were allowed to sing in Lhasa? How come? How did you do that? And I said, look, music opens the door. The music that I sing, ancient Tibetan mantras that are deeply rooted in the Tibetan Buddhism, with the core values of developing love and kindness to all beings, no matter of what origin, what age, what faith. So this music opened the door for me also for Lhasa, for China. And this is just absolutely amazing. And when we went there last year, I asked my producer, I want to be prepared to sing a song for the people in Lhasa that everyone knows. So we prepared a very old Tibetan love song. And when I started to sing this in Tibet, the tears were running down the faces from the people, and also I was so touched. So, and I am so much hoping to go back to Lhasa to play a concert with my 5 Swiss musicians to embrace the Lhasa people with our music. So it's also thanks to my music that opened the door for me to attend this event this evening and to connect and exchange views on various topics with the delegation. And because the mission of our music has always been to build bridges between peoples, build bridges between cultures and religions, and to promote mutual respect, mutual understanding, and to build trust. Building trust is the foundation of being able to communicate with each other. And this, again, is the first step and key of resolving problems together and to work for a wonderful future together. I can see and I heard from Professor Jiayang that China has successfully implemented an unprecedented educational program that can benefit almost 1 million Tibetan children. Let me thank you for giving our young generation in Tibet such a unique opportunity to excel in their studies, and each one becoming a precious gem shining from the roof of the world. Thank you also for the absolute poverty eradication of over 500,000 Tibetans in Tibet, in the Tibet Autonomous Region, in the TAR, by the end of 2019. This is indeed very impressive, and it deserves acknowledgement for enabling Tibetans a dignified life. I had the chance to see a report on the boarding schools before I came here by the well-known Kampa TV, and I'm very glad to see already before I came here that the boarding schools are putting a lot of emphasis to teach the Tibetans their native language. And it's very important that they can speak, read and write Tibetan, and also obtain an academic degree in this subject. It is so important because I am a Tibetan from the diaspora. I'm 64 years old now. And I can see that preserving the Tibetan culture in the diaspora will become more and more difficult. Already now, with the 3rd generation of the diaspora, the Tibetan language is more or less gone. It is a very sad fact that the generation of my grandchildren will not be able to speak read or write a proper Tibetan when they grow up. Therefore, my hope is that the young generation in Tibet will be able to preserve the Tibetan language and writing in order to carry it on to the next generations to come. The Tibetan culture is deeply rooted in the Buddhist teachings. Buddhist teachings can be divided in three parts. We can practice Buddhism as a faith, as a religion. We can practice Buddhism as a philosophy. And we can practice Buddhism as a science of nature. Buddhism as a philosophy holds a wealth of wisdom for the world, as it is about finding the root of all problems that mankind creates in this world, problems that lead to conflicts and wars. It holds a treasure to understand how the mind functions and how to lead a more balanced and happy life. Last but not least, I would like to express my wish that this Tibetan students' boarding school project in Xizang will be very, very sustainable and successful. And there is one wish that I would like to express, as I said, as a Tibetan from the diaspora. We have to make sure that the young Tibetans in Tibet, they feel a sense of pride about their cultural heritage. And I think already now you have done so much in this respect. When I listened to the presentation of Professor, it really warmed my heart to see this young generation of Tibetans be able to preserve the language, preserve the reading and writing. This is, for me, something very precious. Thank you so much.
아니 그저 세요그래요. 김인데민데 개미 CCB기 가르사 모모들이라 모르다 모라 몰로 게무지르더라 모라 개미라 가르사 변화를 개미기 가르고지 지금도 변화를 개미기 배도라 톱당야 못되기도 아니 변화를 변미상마 키우대샤 아니 모라기다 담아데 셰스라 안 상마 주마이 망아주 상마 시행거르라 아니 덴데도 디버라자레라 아니 모라기 밀라 딕체 කරන 지그레스라 아니 밍셰드 민드라 모라 오늘 개미 패시 산드라 레군도 동바다도 민도 가도 쭉 줘서라 정보셔라 쭉 줘도 뭐 계지 세교 통서로 아니 얘기 된다 자기는 통서 오는 게 재미니도 놀로이라 아니 가르사 모란도 있는 오늘 거라 딱 배트코라 뉴사교를 해서 개미기요 아니 덴데도라 가지고 갑자기 맞잖아 민데 단다 댕제 첨부라다 배맥이 민케지민데 군수기 아주 상마 쪼고서 그래라 하는 아주 슈격교도 찾아면데 뭐 계제 시단들에서 빼님보처럼 시단들에서 빼님보처럼 아니 갭라면데 아니 시님보인데 땅빼 시점다고 계제시도 뭐야 아니 개미기 따와랑 그래서 지단 시주 계단 주라 기무시 뒤에 기무시 갭라 니바 경계죠 다가라래서 안 되는도 꾸지 아주 스위스 미망 정말 개미 겨루실래 몰라요 갑자기 자로치 아니도 다서면 정말로 되게로